Good evening and welcome to Wyke Regis TV News. It's just gone 6 o'clock on Saturday the 9th of July. And first of all, I hope it's warm enough for you. It's pretty warm here in the studio, so hopefully I'll last out to the end of the programme. Now, COVID levels are rising rapidly again, and in the last week it was estimated that just under 4% of the Dorset population were testing positive for COVID-19 at any one time, and 81 hospital beds are taken up in Dorset by COVID-19 patients currently. The government advice remains: get vaccinated, let fresh air in if meeting indoors, so open all the doors and windows, or preferably meet outdoors, and consider wearing a face mask or a face covering in crowded enclosed spaces to try and keep the transmission levels down. Now, congratulations to Helen Toft, who is the new town councillor for Wyke Regis ward, following the elections on Thursday this week. The results were Labour candidate 232 votes, Conservative 381, and Helen the Green candidate 464 votes. So well done to Helen. I think just about 21% of the population turned out. Very low, and it'd be nice if more of our local people turned out to vote, because no doubt those 80% that didn't vote will be spending the next 3 years moaning about who's been elected as their local councillor. You next will get the chance in 2024 to vote for a town councillor for Wyke Regis, so we will tell you about that when the time comes. Now, it's going to be very hot, and it is very hot in Dorset this weekend and in the week ahead. Yes, it's going to be a scorcher with temperatures set to soar over the coming days. There is potential for temperatures to reach between 32 and 34 degrees in the early part of the week, especially if you are away from the coast. Tuesday and Wednesday look to be the hottest days ahead, with 30 degrees likely, but the possibility away from the coast of getting to 32 to 34 degrees, as we say. While the hot weather is great if you are not at work and on holiday, it does come with some safety warnings. Lots of people will take to the sea, rivers and lakes to cool off, and swimmers are being urged to know the risks and check local information before taking a dip to avoid the risks of drowning while swimming. Swimmers are also warned of the risk of cold water shock, which is one of the biggest causes of drowning in the country. Even strong and confident swimmers can struggle and drown after jumping into cold and unpredictable seas, rivers and canals and lakes where temperatures can be as low as 15 degrees centigrade in the summer, half of what a typical swimming pool would be, which are typically heated to about 30 degrees C. Everyone is reminded of the importance of drinking enough water or fluids during the hot spell to avoid dehydration, and also that alcohol is perhaps not the best thing to drink in the heat, because it doesn't really help protect from dehydration. Lots of service providers are also issuing warnings about disruption to services and safety advice during the hot weather. And moving straight on to one of those, Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue is asking people to take extra care with campfires, bonfires and barbecues over the coming days, as a new amber wildfire alert has been issued. The warning coincides with the prolonged period of hot, dry weather, meaning that any fire could spread quickly and more easily due to the conditions. Now, of course, if you've got gardens at home and you've got grass, you will know how dry that grass has become, even if you've been trying to water it. There have been a number of large heath fires across the service area in recent years, causing devastation to heath, woodlands and wildlife, and many of them could have been avoided with more care. In fact, only last night there was a fire in Wyke Regis on the Rodwell Trail down near the Welworthy Social Club, where the gorse caught fire there, and fire services attended in the early hours of the morning. Group manager Brad Stevens from Dorset Wiltshire Fire and Rescue said, while the sunshine is very welcome over the recent After the recent rains, it does mean an increased risk of wildfires starting. If you're visiting our heathlands, woodlands or countryside, please avoid having campfire and bring a picnic, not a barbecue. Just a few simple steps can make a real difference. He said, we'd also like to remind people to take care if having a barbecue or bonfire at home. All too often we see property destroyed when an initially small fire suddenly gets out of control. Never leave a bonfire or barbecue unattended and site them well away from fences, trees or buildings. Good advice there from Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue. If you want more advice on staying safe in hot weather and safety outdoors, pop along to www.dwfire.org.uk/safety-outdoors. Dorset residents are being warned yet again to watch out for phone scammers who are trying to get access to their bank accounts. The latest scam involves a caller pretending to be a policeman from another area, claiming they have someone in custody who has cloned the recipient's bank card and they need to check certain details. The bogus officer then says they're going to put the recipient through to their bank over a secure phone line so the bank can follow up on any unauthorised transactions. The bogus bank operative then attempts to get more details from the caller about their bank card or account. So you're all reminded that the police will never ask for anyone's bank card details, PIN numbers or passwords, and you should never give any of this information to anyone who calls you over the telephone. Now, if you're interested in the International Space Station, you can find out more at a talk on Tuesday this week at 2:30 p.m. at St Aldham's Church in Weymouth. The talk, which is being presented by the National Trust, will be given by Bill Coombs, who will be talking about the space station, which is the third brightest object in the sky. The cost is £3 on the door for National Trust South Dorset members and £4 for non-members. Dorset Council Waste Services have launched an appeal to find the owner of a trailer that has been dumped at Yates Corner, near to the Heights Hotel on Portland. The blue lorry trailer, which you can see on screen there, has been abandoned and was first noticed a month ago on the 10th of June. The council said it is in such a poor condition that it will probably have to be dismantled as it can't be safely towed away. The council's waste enforcement team is keen to track down and speak to the truck's owner. If you have any information at all, you can get in touch with enforcement officers at Dorset Waste Services at dwpenforcement@dorsetcouncil.gov.uk. That's dwpenforcement@dorsetcouncil.gov.uk. Train operator GWR is warning customers to be prepared for the hot weather if travelling this weekend, with services expected to be very busy and journeys possibly taking longer. GWR is reminding customers to bring water, to cover up and bring their sunscreen, and with the possibility of heat, speed restrictions will be in place on parts of the network, so journeys may take longer. As more people are likely to want to take advantage of the hot weather, trains are also going to be much busier. GWR Customer Services and Operations Director Richard Rowland said, "We want people to enjoy the hot weather. However, when temperatures could reach 30 degrees outside, this can mean more than 50 degrees for the track and speed restrictions being imposed. Passengers should take some sensible precautions, be prepared for journeys taking longer, and it is likely our trains will be in a more demand, so allow plenty of time for your journey and check before setting out." Now, Dorset police officers investigating a road traffic collision on Portland are appealing for witnesses or anyone with dashcam footage to come forward. Dorset police received a report at 3:43 a.m. on Wednesday the 6th of July of a single vehicle collision involving a silver Ford Fiesta at the Osprey Quay roundabout on Portland Beach Road. There were no reports of injuries, but damage was caused to the fencing and bollards in the area. The vehicle was recovered and the road was reopened around 6 a.m. So if you know anything about that, we'll give you the numbers in a minute. Staying with Dorset Police, officers investigating a burglary at a building site in Dorchester are appealing for anyone with information to come forward, and there are some images of stolen items up on the screen now. The incident, in which a large amount of groundwork supplies were stolen, was in Chapel Place in Poundbury, and it happened between 5 p.m. on Friday the 17th of June and 7 a.m. on Saturday the 18th of June. Police Constable Jonathan Hine of Dorset Police said the supplies stolen from the site are of high value. We have made a number of inquiries since the incident was reported, but have so far been unable to establish who was responsible. By releasing the images of some of the items taken, I'm hoping that somebody may be able to give us vital information, as they might have seen the material offered for sale in unusual circumstances. Now, if you've got information on that or the single vehicle collision, you can contact Dorset Police as usual on 101 or anonymously via Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111. Now, Smarties Preschool in Weymouth, which has been operating for over 30 years, will be closing on the 22nd of July. Smarties is based on Dorchester Road and runs from the Broadway Methodist Church Hall, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the church is closed and therefore the preschool is unable to renew its lease to use the church hall. The current owner, Angela Morris, took over what was originally Broadway Preschool and renamed it to Smarties and has run it ever since. She said, "We have looked into relocating, but starting again would be a risk and a lot of work, especially if we could not stay in the same area. I'm very sad about what is happening, but feel that it is my opportunity to step down from childcare." Reach Drug and Alcohol Services is to run an event in Weymouth to help people struggling with drugs and alcohol. Reach offers support to adults over 18 who want to address their drug and alcohol use. The Drug and Alcohol Service event will be at 24 High West Street in Weymouth on Wednesday, July the 27th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Reach has 3 hubs across Dorset, located in Gillingham, Weymouth and Wimborne. People can attend the event and be offered advice and information on drug and alcohol users or anyone concerned about someone's use, such as friends, family and employers. Other services include harm reduction interventions and needle exchange, group work programs, one-to-one key working, whole family support and interventions, aftercare and post-treatment programs and activities, and accredited mentoring courses. Now, on Thursday this week just gone, it was National Manufacturing Day. I bet you didn't know that. I only learnt about it yesterday, just after the event. Manufacturers across the UK opened their doors for the first National Manufacturing Day to give local communities the chance for a behind-the-scenes look at the sector, helping to recruit local talent and attract the future skills to a vibrant sector. In Dorset, members of the public and press had the chance to visit and speak to senior executives at Unix, Lush and the RNLI and see firsthand the production processes and employment opportunities for all age groups. Unix Traffic also hosted local schools for a treasure hunt around the factory in a day packed with STEM activities. Lush put on tours of their facilities throughout the day and gave visitors the chance to see the skilled handmade process for their products, with everyone having the opportunity to make their very own bath bomb. And the RNLI showed how they manufacture the latest generation of lifeboats, with tours of their lifeboat production facility and the chance to look on board a lifeboat. Stephen Phipson, who's CEO of Make UK, said National Manufacturing Day is the opportunity for local communities to really see what happens in their local factories as companies open up for the day. There are lots of job opportunities and openings across the sector, so we hope people will take opportunity to have a look and see what modern manufacturing is really like. It's been the first time this event has been organised, so let's hope next year some organisations in West Dorset get involved and take the opportunity to showcase what they are doing. Now, South West Councils have announced the winners of their Challenge Cup, and it's our very own Weymouth Town Council. Well done to them. 15 teams from councils across the Southwest went to Exeter recently to compete against each other for the Southwest Councils Challenge Cup. Organised by Southwest Councils, the teams experienced what it was like to run a council under extreme pressure. During the day, they had to deal with hypothetical scenarios ranging from sorting millions of pounds of budget issues. They also got an insight into challenges facing senior managers, negotiation and collaboration skills, building their partnerships and customer service skills, and face scrutiny over the decisions they took along the way. The staff team from Weymouth Town Council beat stiff competition from the other local authorities and fire and rescue services to win the coveted cup, which is on its way to the council offices in Weymouth. Jane Biscombe, who is the town clerk at Weymouth Town Council, said, "Huge congratulations, this is such a fantastic achievement and goes to show what a dedicated and committed group of officers we have working for us in Weymouth. It's especially pleasing to learn that this is the first time a town council has scooped the award, so I'm really proud of the team and everyone who works at Weymouth Town Council." Now, Dorset Police and Crime Commissioner has launched his summer safety survey. Following his election in May 2021, the Police and Crime Commissioner for Dorset, David Siddick, had immediately set about creating his police and crime plan, which was driven by the clear and consistent feedback he had received from people representing the many diverse communities of Dorset. The PCC gained a clear picture of what mattered to local communities, which enabled him to bring his vision into focus and work with his teams to develop the plan, clearly stating his priorities to make Dorset the safest county. And now, having been Police and Crime Commissioner for just over a year, he is keen to learn more about the people of Dorset's perception of policing in their community. The Commissioner said, "I want to know how safe you feel in your community. I want to know how visible and connected you feel to Dorset Police and whether you think Dorset Police are using their resources to the best effect where you live. And so I'd be delighted and very grateful if the people of Dorset would participate in this survey and tell me what they think." Now, you can take part in the survey at www.surveymonkey.co.uk/r/SS22media. You can find that information on the Police and Crime Commissioner's website. Now, staying with the Police and Crime Commissioner, sports clubs, youth groups and community groups working with vulnerable people are invited to bid for grants from the county's Police and Crime Commissioner. There are just a few days left to apply for funding to help tackle antisocial behaviour in Dorset through the Op Relentless Community Fund. Dorset Police and Crime Commissioner David Siddick said the Op Relentless Fund is aimed at bringing forward practical solutions to Dorset's problems. So if you are a charity or local project and you fit the bidding criteria, I would encourage you to get your bid in before the deadline. Whether you're a sports club, youth group or community group working with vulnerable people, together we can banish antisocial behaviour and make our county safer for everyone. Grants are being made available to organisations for projects and initiatives that reduce antisocial behaviour and or increase public feeling of safety in areas of disproportionately affected by antisocial behaviour. Applications from between £100 and £5,000 are welcome, but the projects must address antisocial behaviour and have a local focus. Now, the closing date is the 11th of July, so it's fast approaching, a few days off. If you want to apply, go to the Dorset PCC website, and you can do that by just typing in Dorset PCC on Google. When you get to the website, look for the Partnerships tab, click on that, and then look for Op Relentless Community Fund. Now, there's going to be some free summer fun organised by Dorset Council for people aged 16 to 25 with special educational needs. Fun days, workshops, sports and youth club hangouts are among the free activities being offered. Councillor Andrew Parry from Dorset Council said, "Thanks to government COVID fund money, we are thrilled that our young people have the opportunity to enjoy exciting free activities and learn new skills this summer. We're also grateful to the local organisations who are opening their hearts and doors to make this happen. All of the activities are free of charge and they need to be directly booked with the providers of your choice below." Now, there's lots and lots of information. I'm just going to tell you what the options are, and then what we're going to do is we're going to post all this information on our Facebook group at Wyke Regis TV, so that you'll have all the contact details if you want to make contact. Some of the activities are sailing off the coast of Portland, outdoor adventures and fun at Kerry Camp, learn new skills in farming and carpentry, explore art activities in a safe and creative environment in Weymouth, exciting activities in Wimborne, including using inflatables, obstacle courses, human hungry hippos, whatever that is, giant slides, football, etc., and some activity days in Swanage as well. We will put all of those details up this evening on the Wyke Regis TV Facebook page, so that you can have a look at that, and you will have all the contact details as well. And finally, this evening in the headlines, young people in Dorset have the chance to design some new artwork to help keep pedestrians safer on the county's roads. The competition, which is being run by Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue Service on behalf of the Dorset Road Safe Partnership, is open until the 31st of July. Entries can be posters, social media images or animations, and can be hand-drawn or made using digital graphics. The finalist designs will be shared on social media by @DWFRS Road Safety throughout August, and 2 winners will be selected in September. Thanks to the competition sponsors, there are prizes on offer for each age group. The winner in the 9 to 12 years category will receive a Monkey World adoption pack, which includes a 12-month membership, free entry to the attraction, and there's a £50 Amazon voucher for the winner of the 13 to 16 years category, donated by Merck in Gillingham. Christine Sharma, Road Safety Manager at DWFRS, Dorset Wiltshire Fire and Rescue Service, said, last year over 100 young people aged between 11 and 19 were seriously injured as pedestrians on Dorset's roads. The 2 main reasons for these incidents were pedestrians failing to look properly before crossing the road and drivers not seeing pedestrians. This competition with the message "See you on the road" is a chance for young people to design artwork that will appeal to other young people, but also shares the importance of looking out for other road users and not being distracted. We're grateful to our sponsors for donating our prizes, and we're looking forward to sharing some exciting designs on our social media during August. Now, full details of the competition, including how to enter, can be found at www.dwfire.org.uk/Dorset-Road-Safety-Competition. And again, we'll post that on our Facebook page later this evening. Now, that's the end of our headlines tonight. Now, on to a couple of stories for you this week. This week on Monday saw the Queen's Baton Relay for the 2022 Commonwealth Games being held in Birmingham come to Portland. The Queen's Baton Relay is part of the activities ahead of the Commonwealth Games that are to be held in Birmingham from the 28th of July to the 8th of August. The baton carries a message from the Queen, and it started off touring 71 Commonwealth nations and territories back on the 7th of October 2021. The 72nd nation, which is England, is where it is now touring over the next 25 days, starting from the 4th of July, where it started down in Cornwall at the Eden Project and came along the coast before getting to Portland in the afternoon and then on to Bournemouth. At Portland, some of the people who carried the baton were local scout Adam Sevenoaks and also Michael Steer, Hannah Mills and Tom Squires. Now, luckily my son Tom was involved as well, and he was part of a boat escort when Olympic windsurfer Tom Squires took the baton onto the water. We now see some film shot on Monday of the Queen's Baton Relay at Portland.
Sky.
go. That was the Queen's baton relay as it paid a visit to Portland on its trip around the country over the next 25 days. Now, in our second story this evening, Janet Hall is looking at Sea Sunday, which is marked tomorrow across the country. A time for everyone to reflect and say thank you to all those who go to the sea in ships and do many things to support our daily lives.
Look around your home. How much of the contents in your cupboards, wardrobes, rooms, and even garage come to you over the seas via the great merchant ships? What would your home be like without them? Yet, when did you last give a thought to the people who bring them to you? It is a curious fact that seafarers are one of the most important and yet invisible people groups in our society. We all of us depend on them to fill our homes and businesses with an endless variety of goods, and yet we never see them, never speak to them, and rarely even remember their existence. It suddenly makes Sea Sunday seem good sense, an annual opportunity to give thanks for the seafarers of the world and to pray for their personal well-being. For going to sea is a lonely occupation. It separates people from their families for months on end. It can sometimes be dangerous, and it is always physically demanding work. So this month, on Sea Sunday, let's pause and give thanks for the seafarers of the world. Let's remember how their work so enriches our lives. Let's pray for them, for their families, and let's support the organisations that offer them care and support through their chaplaincy work. You might even come to All Saints' Church on Sunday, where we're having a very special service to say thank you to seafarers. As you see, we've been working hard decorating the church so that it looks suitably sea-like. Our fellowship craft group have been knitting fish to add that extra something. And if you do join in on Sea Sunday, you'll be with thousands of other Christians from London to Lagos, Manila to Melbourne, and Durban to Dunkirk, who each year remember the seafarers who make our prosperity possible.
Thank you, Janet. Focusing there on Sea Sunday, which is tomorrow, and is being marked across the world, thinking of those people that go to the ships to the sea in ships and move all the goods around for us and fish for fish and those sorts of things. Now we've jiggled with the running order of the end of our programme from this week, and we're now going to go to our film review and our regular contributor Andrew Wright for this week's film review.
Welcome to Wyke Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. In the past week, Minions: The Rise of Gru has been released in cinemas. This film releases 7 years after the previous, features Steve Carell returning to his role of Gru after the third Despicable Me movie released 5 years ago. Minions: The Rise of Gru focuses on a young Gru trying to join a supervillain group who are his idols, only to become their target and enemy. The Rise of Gru has so far had the biggest independent box office since 2011 and has been the subject of controversy due to a TikTok trend, which has resulted in cinema bans for groups of young people wearing suits. Now, I went to go check out this movie and I found it to be a little confused as it spends a portion of the film trying to be a goofy kung fu movie, and the film is in general a goofy kids movie. But I did enjoy the fact that the movie stayed true to who the character of Gru will become through the three Despicable Me movies, but the titular minions were absolutely the heart of the movie. I give this film 3 out of 5 stars. The trailer for the sequel movie Clerks 3 was released this week. This film is the second sequel to the 1994 cult film Clerks, and is once again written and directed by pop culture cult director Kevin Smith. For those unfamiliar, the Clerks films are buddy comedy films that focus on the lives of the workers of a convenience store called the Quick Stop, located in New Jersey. The film features a pop culture cast including Rosario Dawson, as well as Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith reprising their roles as the somewhat iconic duo of Jay and Silent Bob, setting this film in a shared universe featuring these characters. The film also features cameos from Ben Affleck and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Clerks 3's UK release date is unknown at this time, but it will be coming to US cinemas this September. This weekend, Thor: Love and Thunder releases in cinema. Thor: Love and Thunder is the 4th film in the Thor series, the first Marvel character to receive 4 solo films, and it is the 29th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe overall. This new film sees Thor teaming up with Valkyrie, Jane Foster and Korg to stop Gorr the God Butcher from eliminating all gods. Love and Thunder features the return of Thor Ragnarok's director Taika Waititi, also famous for the Oscar-winning film Jojo Rabbit, as well as an all-star cast that includes returnees Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, Jamie Alexander, Taika Waititi and Natalie Portman, and introduces Oscar winners Christian Bale and Russell Crowe into the MCU, and features cameos from the MCU superhero team Guardians of the Galaxy, with the actors from those films returning for this film. Thor: Love and Thunder currently sits as having mostly positive reviews from critics, and I expect long-time Marvel fans are going to enjoy this film, especially fans who are familiar with the comic book run that this film drew inspiration from. My weekend movie pick this week is Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Shang-Chi is the first new main character introduced in the MCU's Phase 4 and the 25th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Shang-Chi revolves around a skilled martial artist who is forced to confront his past when his immortal terrorist father draws his family into the search for a mythical village. I highly recommend it if you are a fan of emotional action movies, because as a Marvel fan, when I first saw it in cinemas, I was absolutely blown away. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I will talk about Netflix's new mega blockbuster, The Grey Man. Now back to Gary in the studio.
Thank you, Andrew, for the film review this week. And now we get to that part of the programme where we're going to learn about the weather. It's not going to take too much guessing what we're going to hear from the Met Office this week. But we are joined this week by Greg Dewhurst from the Met Office with the weekend weather forecast.
Hello there, welcome to your latest broadcast. High pressure is really dominating our weather scene right through the weekend and into the beginning of next week as well. And we can see that on the pressure charts. A weak weather front will sink its way southwards through the early hours of Saturday, but high pressure dominating, keeping it settled for most. However, weak weather fronts will move across the far north of Scotland from time to time, but for many, a settled weekend to come. Through Saturday evening, plenty of sunshine to end the day across much of the UK. A weather front front will bring thicker cloud and outbreaks of rain across northern Scotland, Orkney and Shetland in particular seeing some heavier bursts, but most places as we head overnight will be dry, and another warm night to come, 14-15 Celsius as a low. But into Sunday, that means plenty of sunshine to start the day, some low cloud initially, particularly across western areas. This slowly burns back towards the coastal areas, and then high pressure in charge, so lots of strong sunshine to come through the day. The weather front will also start to clear away from Orkney and Shetland, and temperatures rise further, reaching the high 20s to low 30s, 31 Celsius towards the London area, and this continues into the beginning of next week as well. Lots of sunshine, strong sunshine, the heat rising, 32 Celsius Monday, 33 possible on Tuesday, and also really high overnight temperatures as well. Temperatures perhaps not dropping much below 18 or 19 in towns and cities. So a real hot spell on its way, and for more information on this you can visit our social media channels. I'll see you again soon.
Thank you very much, Greg, there for the national weather forecast. And looking at the local weather for the week ahead, we can see it's definitely going to be sunny, a bit of cloud occasionally, definitely no rain, and very moderate temperatures on this chart. But of course they always seem to be on the low side on this chart, but I'm sure they will be somewhat more than 22 degrees and will be between 22 and 30, I am sure. I think it's going to be warm, dry, and yes, a sticky week ahead. Now, moving to our What's On. This week we are covering the following coming up in the next few weeks. Weymouth Pavilion, 10th of July, tomorrow, Sarah Millican, the comedian. 17th of July, Magic of the Beatles. 22nd of July, The Magic of Dean. 29th of July, The Zoots, the sounds of the 70s. 30th of July, Big Girls Don't Cry. 31st of July, Take That Greatest Hits. 3rd of August, Spice Forever, a Spice Girls tribute. 4th of August, Rabbit Rabbit, a Chaz and Dave tribute. And the 7th of August, Bon Jovi Experience. The box office at the Pavilion is 01305 783 225, or you can book online and see more details about all of those things coming up and others at weymouthpavilion.com. Now, the Know That Fort has got a few things coming up. 16th of July, the Shadesi Outdoor Family Show. 23rd of July, the Victorian Weekend. 9th of August, Munch Mission. Brave, bold drama, the perfect activity for you and your kids this summer holiday, it says. Come and enjoy this astonishing interactive theatre in the spectacular walls of the Know That Fort Parade Ground. A world-famous artwork has gone missing from Oslo National Museum. Agents Callow and Daly of the Company of International Artists are putting a team together to crack the case. And there's room in their creative crew for you. That's 6:45 on the 9th of August. Then on the 15th of August at 5:30, Jazz, Rock and Blues Session. The Robbie and McIntosh Band plus special guests Mickey B and the Night Owls. More information on that on the Know That Fort website. Royal Manor Theatre have got their Not Quite Aladdin pantomime on this weekend, and the final one of those is tomorrow night, Sunday the 10th of July. Again, go along to Royal Manor Theatre website at www.royalmanortheatre.co.uk, or phone the box office on 033 36 66 3366 for tickets. Other things coming up: MV Freedom and Ripple Rebels Paddleboard are organising the Weymouth Bay Sup Race. It's a fundraising event for MV Freedom on Weymouth Beach, the Pavilion End on the 16th of July. For the fun races registration, you can do this on the beach from 4 p.m. and racing starts at 5 p.m. For the 5k technical race, you need to pre-register on the Ripple Rebels website at www.ripplerebels.co.uk. So that's the 16th of July, Weymouth Beach, Pavilion End. Racing is from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Registration for the fun side from 4 p.m. or for the technical race on the Ripple Rebels website. And at 7 p.m. they'll be joined by the Dorset Rex, who will be providing some singing on the beach as well. So that, if it's like this, it'll be an absolutely fantastic weekend event, won't it? And finally in our What's On, and something a little bit different. If you've been looking for something for the family to do or go to over the holiday period, there's something coming up on, I think it's the 30th of July, 29th of July, I think it is actually. It's called Come to the Rascally Diner. Cook up a stink as part of Rufus Scumpskin's O'Parsley's kitchen crew, or bring a pot to bang and ward off evil cakes in this fun-filled, messy performance about food. Chef Rufus Scumpskin O'Parsley is famous for creating some of the world's most disgusting dishes. You might know him from the award-winning children's book The Rascally Cake, written by Jean Willis and Corky Paul. Rufus went viral after baking a huge human-eating cake from ingredients including snot, blubber and cowpat. He only escaped being gobbled up by the gruesome gatto because he tasted awful, a result of his foul diet. For 10 years now, Rufus has been on a mission to make everyone taste bad and protect them from the creatures he cooked up. Now, you can join LAS Theatre, who are touring the country at Broadmain First School on the 29th of July, 11:30 a.m, for a show that gently explores food provenance, sustainability and healthy eating in a silly, song-filled, riotous, open-air performance. It's definitely something for all the family, particularly the children. The production is being supported by Arts Reach. Cost is £6 for adults and £5 for under 18s, and there's a family ticket available for £20. They can be booked on the Arts Reach website at www.artsreach.co.uk. Now, we've got a little trailer to whet your appetite so you can see what I've been on about and what you might see if you go along to this event. Here we go. There you go, that's the Rascally Diner. It's at Broadmain First School on the 29th of July, supported by Arts Reach. You can book tickets on www.artsreach.co.uk, and if you're looking for some fun for the family at the start of the summer holidays, I can't think of anything better to do. Now, just a few other things to remind you about before we do the traffic and travel. Church services in Wyke Regis this weekend. 8 o'clock All Saints Church Communion, 9:30 All Saints Church Communion, 11 o'clock St Edmund's Church Communion tomorrow. Of course, our quiz programme is on tonight in a short while. It's 7:30 the quiz starts, so the stream will go live at 7:15. And tomorrow at 4 o'clock, Sunday at 4 o'clock, A Year Gardening with Clive Gray will be the July edition. It went out for the first time on Friday at 7 p.m, but it's repeated at 4 o'clock on Sunday if you want to be looking at what you should be doing in your garden in July. Now, traffic and travel coming up this week. Roadworks this week in Goldcroft Road, Esplanade Row, South Hill Garden Drive, Nottington Lane, Preston Road, Bridlebank Way, Brambling Close, Kestrel View, Dorchester Road, Victoria Square, Western Road and Moorfield Road. So quite a bit going on there. Rail travel. GWR, Great Western Railway, are adjusting their late night timetables between the 11th to the 14th of July. So if you're travelling late in the evening, do check because the timetables are adjusted. And South West Railways, SWR, are amending evening trains in the Basingstoke area if you're going in that direction from the 11th to the 13th of July. Now that brings us to the end of our programme this evening. If you have any stories for us, any events coming up, or anything else you want to let us know about, myself, Janet or Andrew, drop us an email. One single email address for all of us, news@wykeregis.tv, and we'll make sure it gets through to the right department. And of course, we will be here next Saturday at 6 o'clock, if we're not all frazzled slowly during the week. Remember, drink plenty of water, keep hydrated, enjoy the warm weather if that's for you. stay safe, and we look forward to being back with you next Saturday at 6 o'clock. Have a good evening and a good week. Good night.